Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Welcome back to Kiev, Cybersport Arena, home of Starladder Season 9. It's time for Navi versus IG, a rematch of the International 2 Grand Finals, as well as the tournament that brought us the play. Unfortunately, there's no Zhou here, and there's no patience from IG. They're eager to get in this game. I know you guys aren't very patient. You've been waiting for quite a while, but Navi and IG 1-0 after their first match. They dealt with rox.kis, who looks to be kind of the weakest team in Group B, and well, now they have to play Navi. If they beat Navi, they're 2-0. They're pretty much guaranteed to be in the top 2, and, well, not guaranteed, but pretty likely chance they will be. So Navi, a loss here, 0-2, almost certainly in the losers bracket. So Navi, one of the ones who really have their backs up against a wall. Well, of course, I'm LD. He's Merlini. How was your nap?
It's all right.
Took a little cat nap during the break.
It's all right.
We may not have gotten a lot of sleep last night, but that's okay. IG come into this match having made some recent roster changes. They got rid of Zhou. They brought in Luo as their new carry. A bit of a more versatile player, and also somebody who's just a bit fresher, younger blood. I mean, not that Luo's a young player, but Zhou felt very tired just emotionally towards the end. He kind of took a beating, and well, Chuan, a player who had some issues with Zhou in the past, but now back with the team, and IG looked pretty damn mechanical in that first match. Like, they did not have to work at all.
I also think it was
rox.kis.
probably an easier opponent for them because the Chinese, I think, tend to study the replays a little bit more than the West, and they were just super prepared for what rox.kis had to throw at them.
Yeah, DK said that they don't really study teams, but IG specifically said like they prepared for rox.kis. So maybe DK is a bit of an exception where they more just train certain styles or they just grind games, but IG, a team that specifically prepared for rox.kis. Have they prepared for Navi? You'd imagine so. If they've prepared for one, they've probably prepared for the other.
I think Navi's harder to prepare for, though. I think they have more strats than what rox.kis does.
And look at this, Ben. We're talking TI2 here. What do we got? We got ourselves a YYF Nature's Prophet, most likely, and then the Naga.
First pick, Nature's Prophet is rare, but I think
not for IG.
Not for IG, though.
Yes.
Yeah. So
They have a 44% pick rate on Nature's Prophet, I believe. Or it's 38. It's one. Yeah, let me double check my notes here. K-pop. He printed out all the stats.
Has Naga even been picked in the LAN finals yet? I don't think so. This will be the first one.
Didn't somebody run her, but she's a support? No, I don't think so.
Yeah, there's been every other hero. We've seen
Okay, they have a 33% Furion pick rate and 42% banned against them. That hero doesn't really get banned that often. If he does, he's like a second stage kind of ban. So Prophet's the early choice, then they go back for the 430 Invoker.
10 seconds.
Do you know how Navi run this hero? I can't remember if is it Dendi?
I don't remember last time I seen Naga stat out from them. I'm not particularly sure. We can get Dota. We can get our stats guy on it.
Yeah.
Reserve time.
We can't really have K-pop here because you can't show the stats pop-ups during the draft. So unfortunately, he can't help us now, Ben. It's all up to you. Let's see how good your Dat Dotaing is. Naga Siren, 52% win rate this year. I'm not sure if that means this patch, but she feels a lot stronger than her win rate, just in terms of the way she affects the games.
I'm working.
Yeah, well, while you're working, let's see. Navi will work on their second set of bans here. IG will remove the Darkseer, and that makes it 3
games. 2-0.
That makes it, you can't see the 2, unfortunately, I don't think.
Yeah. That's pretty low, though.
They barely run the hero.
Yeah.
That's safe to say. Look at IG, though. Triple offlane ban. We saw Funnick just beast moding it up in the previous match and on the Bat Rider, so they banned the Bat in the first stage. I think that's a given. Centaur they ban as well. Well, it makes sense since they wanted to go Prophet as the opening, so just get rid of another offlaner. And now they even ban Darkseer. That's 3 offlane bans straight.
There's still Nyx. There's still Timber. There's still Clock, too. So
Timber probably... Timber and Nyx both pretty strong against these IG heroes. Timber can beat a Prophet 1v1 in a side lane, and Nyx can just gank both of them in the mid game. So both could be decent choices. Navi now, working on their next set of bans. They'll ban out a strong pushing support, also a strong dire support. It's the Shadow Shaman. Don't want to deal with the wards in the pit. Don't want to deal with the early aggression on towers. And IG are running what could quickly become a Zeus strat. They've already got 2 natural Necrobook builders. They have really good group up and just deathball at your towers.
You know, whatever happened to Pugna? I think Pugna would do very well in a lot of these 5-man push strats, and he's just been like completely ignored.
He's a little one-dimensional, though.
He was like super popular like in
Didn't
December-ish.
the ward got nerfed a bit, I think?
Did it?
I can't remember.
IG's turn to pick.
One of those, okay, so one of the Naga games was Dendi and one was Funnick, apparently.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know exactly how they played it, but that's K-pop bringing us the knowledge. Let's see. Can I dat Dota this up as well?
Well, it will
what
actually be
happened
a
to
Brewmaster ban.
Let me see.
When's the last time I don't even remember the last time I seen Brewmaster picked, let alone banned. Like, what in the heck? Has IG been playing Brewmaster a lot? I haven't watched many of their Eastern games.
They have run some Brewmaster. 430 used to be their Brewmaster player. As our overlay is going a bit crazy here. Decrepify damage amp on allies reduced. What? That's a buff.
That's a buff. Yeah.
Nether War now requires 3 hits. Oh, this is 6.79. Maybe he didn't get changed in 6.80. I could just be going crazy here. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. He's still pretty much the same hero. But IG do run Brewmaster. I think they've also run it safe lane where they'll give Luo the early farm on the Brewmaster and they just have their off lane. Yeah, I believe that's correct. They've run some Luo safe lane Brewmaster. This is where I'm mentioning his versatility. Like, he can play Lycan, he can play Brewmaster. Sometimes he goes Nature's Prophet. They'll even put a mid on occasion and switch up their lane. So, very versatile player. Still, is Brewmaster really a problem for this Na'Vi draft? That's kind of my question.
I don't think so. Brewmaster's generally not a problem.
For most drafts.
He used to be very, very good versus Lone Druid. And he keeps getting buffed, but aside from that, I don't really see him like... He doesn't even like really hard counter Lone Druid. It's just really annoying. You can constantly Cyclone the bear and then just constantly Drunken Haze it afterwards too, so the bear can't really do anything, but it's still like meh. In terms of other strategies, I've seen him work in some push strats too. He's like really annoying if you want to take a 5-on-5 in like the maybe 8 through like 20 minute phase of the mark where his ulti is pretty strong, but it's just really hard to catch people with it. It's not like a Bat Rider or a Clockwork you can like hookshot and someone's like almost guaranteed to die. It's like, well, you can probably run away from an ultimate. Some people might still live even through the Earth Spirit stun.
Well, what do you think of this, Merlini? We're going to see Luna now the choice for IG. They've got what looks to be a lineup that just wants to group up in the mid game with multiple Necro books, potentially, maybe some split pushing, but a lot of disruption illusions, manta illusions, just throw stuff, throw bodies at your tower. But that's where Navi's lineup really excels. Great team fight lineup, lots of initiation, lots of lockdown.
Lots of gank.
Can IG actually group up against this? Yeah, can they even get grouped up? And if they do, oh boy, here's the counter push, the counter initiation. Sand King's the choice. So this puts Naga most likely into a farming role. It will be a farming Naga. I imagine Puck off lane for Funnick, solo mid Storm for Dendi, safe lane Havost Naga. This will be his first ever professional game on Naga then.
Yeah, those were only just those two on this patch. I don't know if he's played it prior to this patch.
Okay. I mean, obviously he's played the hero before, but I don't know if he's played it in a pro game. Well, either way, it'll be an interesting match. Navi selected all their heroes. Now time for IG to lay their cards on the table. They'll need a second support here. Sand King a hero they would have liked to pick, I feel. It's a good initiation. They'll go Nyx instead, though. So it's a support Nyx.
Life's going to be difficult for Luna because she's just so important in their lineup. I think she kind of has to get a BKB this game too, just because there's just so much damage coming out. Puck, AA, Storm Spirit, Sand King.
Damage, silences. If she gets BKB, she can just be, they can Song and then just net her, focus her down. So it's a real concern.
Even if she gets BKB, she can still get like Epi, Blink, Stun too, and almost be taken down.
And never get the BKB off.
Yeah. Well, Nyx will be the off lane of choice for IG.
I think where IG's lineup really excels is just split pushing. They have 3 heroes that can pressure lanes quickly. They also farm quite quickly with Invoker, Prophet, likely Midas builders.
Yeah, but they have like no lockdown against a Puck and a Storm Spirit. I mean, even Naga needs some sort of lockdown or else she can just sleep and run away.
It's okay. You just build Necro 3s and start mono burning them. Get some hexes later on. No, you're right. They are a bit laggy in lockdown. Nyx helps address that, but it's a Puck. Can't count on that. Storm, pretty elusive even against the Puck initiation. And IG, I think their lineup's very strong at certain things, but they really struggle in other areas. Like, I look at Na'Vi, fairly well-balanced draft. They've got good team fight, good gank, good carry potential. They have several heroes that scale well, but their laning stage is still pretty strong.
I like Navi's lineup a lot more.
IG, team fight's kind of weak. Lockdown's a bit lacking against Storm and Puck.
But can't they just aggressive try?
IG.
Yeah. Could they aggressive try
With the Nyx?
against a Naga? Well, sinking AA, they're not terribly great in a tri lane. Like, Chilling Touch is like decent. Sinking is like okay. They're really low range. But I think that might be their best choice, though, because if they safe lane for safe lane, I don't ever think they're going to get to the point where they reach critical mass and can start taking down T1s confidently. Like, if they do it, they have to have like a really, really strong early game and a very early mech on either the Invoker or Nature's Prophet, and that's just waiting for a lot of things to go right for them. I think if they start off in the aggressive try, then they can at least shut Naga Sign down. So if things go poorly for them, they still can have a lot of time before Dendy gets a lot of farm. Actually,
And the Prophet can show up and just win the lane if he gets a fast level 6 as his phase boot. So
it'll be a safe lane Storm. So it's a Havos Storm and a Dendy Naga.
they actually had Havost on Naga and then swapped.
Wow, this is
So maybe trying to pull a fast one on IG, although I don't know if this
they
really
pulled a fast one on me.
Yeah. Oh, well, they've just run so little Naga, I'm like, I don't know what they're going to do. Havost Storm, though. There you go. They have not faced since last July for the Alienware Cup. Man, it's almost been a year. 9-9 all time. Dead even. Different roster for IG and for Na'Vi even since that. Well, not since that, but since the TI2 match. But either way, we'll introduce the teams now. Invictus Gaming on the Dire side. Na'Vi on the Radiant. Your TI2 Grand Finals rematch. We go through IG quickly now. Faith on the Shadow Demon. Chuan going to be playing the Nyx Assassin. You have Luo playing the aggressive Charlene Luna, rushing the Bassi, so they will go offensive Charlene. 430, likely going Exhort build. Has not skilled anything yet with the early Null Talisman on the Invoker mid. So we get the Pianist in action, and that leaves YYF, safe lane Prophet, pulled a single Tango, and will be rushing phase boots here. So IG are going aggressive. And then on the Na'Vi side, on the Radiant side, you've got the team that's been in every TI Grand Finals. Funnick on your offlane Puck. Solo mid goes Dendy on the Naga, rushing the bottle. Puppy on the Ancient Apparition. Kuro will be playing your Sand Cane, and that leaves Havost, who's now upgraded himself to a 666. Do we approve of this? I'm not sure, but he's on the Storm.
Who knows?
Do we get to veto this promotion?
I don't know.
Let's see how he does. Let's see how he does.
He had that life stealer move, which was close to being game throwing. I wouldn't even say that was a throw. It was just.
It was a mistake. I didn't feel like it was a throw.
No, it definitely wasn't a throw.
Throw is like diving the tier 4 and just feeding your Aegis away, which has also happened in the past. Well, Louisville Crow's going to hang back for now. Na'Vi are running 2 ranged heroes with Ancient Apparition. So the one thing that's better about this is the Chilling Touch will be much more effective.
Yeah, they do have Lunar Blessing to kind of counter it. It's more sustained damage. Nyx is not the best for an aggressive tri-lane, though. I think they would have been better suited for, like, let's say, a Lina to pair with Faith, or even a support Potom.
It's like you said, they need a lockdown, and Lina is just very crappy lockdown against the Storm and a Puck.
Yeah, that's true. Nyx's mana burn is much more reliable, too, versus Storm. That's even a semi-formal lockdown.
Yeah, well, especially versus Storm, yeah. If he doesn't have mana, he ain't going anywhere. They'll look to check the 2-minute rune. Chuan's going to head bottom. Meanwhile, mid lane, 430 and Dendy just playing very aggressively. Dendy is. Double damage rune will spawn and
immediately killed.
Promptly denied. So, in the end, Dendy farming well mid.
It's a Quas Wex Invoker. I think this will mean that IG's going to play aggressively on the towers very, very early into the game. I think Quas Exhort, they might stall it out a little bit, get like a Midas on it, the Nature's Prophet, and play a little bit of a stalling game. But I think with Quas Wex, they're looking to end the game very early, or at least do significant damage to Na'Vi before Naga gets Radiance. They're not looking to play late against Naga.
Well, let's see if they're forced to play late. The one downside is Exhort Invoker would help them get kills in this tri-lane early on.
Yes.
And running the safe lane Prophet, there's a lot of natural synergy there. So it is a trade-off from 430 to go for this build. At the same time, EMP is going to be very strong this game, and will Na'Vi build any Arcane Boots? Who would build them? I mean, you've got heroes to do it, but the likely candidates aren't getting any space to farm. Puppy's not, Kuro's not. Your offlane Puck probably wants to go Treads, and I mean, maybe Dendy even has to go Arcanes on the Naga. But they'll need something to deal with the Invoker.
Yep, I think an early Puck Blink would do really well for them, too. But at the same time, in their trialing, it's not terribly important for them to get kills. They just need to make sure they don't give up kills and make sure that Havos doesn't get any farm. Look at the CS right now, 3-2 on him compared to 13-9 for Luna. This is already a very good lane for IG.
Have they actually used Chilling Touch yet?
I don't think so. Nope.
I'm a little surprised. I guess if they waste it on creeps, then IG can just look to go in.
They can just defensively disrupt if Stanking stuns anyone and then kind of turn things around.
Oh, I'm saying more just to help Havos last hit.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like you said, the Luna R is always there. Top lane, Funnick being zoned out a bit by YYF, who now has his phase boots gold. And this is that point in the tri-lane where maybe they just go for a Lucent Beam into a Disruption, Prophet, TP's in, and they look to turn the lane. It could be an opportunity for a first blood. 430 will work towards his phase boots. The classic build is just your phase drums, and he used to be into a Yule Scepter. Might still be a good choice against Puck. Remove that silence this game, but otherwise maybe we see something like a Force Staff. Even, I guess he could go back into Necrobook, though that's a lot less common.
Well, Dandy was really low on mana. I think Chuan was thinking about ganking after picking up the regeneration rune, but it's just very low chance of killing a Naga.
Freaking Naga. 7 armor.
Yeah.
Not an easy kill.
No stout shield though, 750 HP. It would have been very difficult to get it off.
Well, IG, they'll throw out a 2 here on Pale. Chuan just letting them know that if he wants to harass them, he certainly can. And 430, now is his phase boots online, so phase boots up for him. YYF hasn't been able to get to the side shop, and it seems like Funnick is doing his best not to let him get there. So I wonder if we see YYF even TP home. I mean, does he go phase? That's kind of the assumption in these 1v1 matches, but maybe there's a chance he goes for something else.
I think the treants are good enough to zone him out. He doesn't necessarily have to have a phase.
Oh, well, I mean more for the tri-lane.
Oh.
Where you've got the Luna Aura and then right-clicking with the Invoker, or with the Prophet. But yeah, so maybe does he go Midas instead?
I think.
What's YYF saving for here?
I think so. Or he goes like an early Mech or Necrobook. Either. I think any of those 3 choices are okay. Necrobook, obviously, if they want to push early. Midas, if they want to push in like the mid phase of the game. And Mech, if they just want to team fight super early on in 5-man. Oh, YYF gets stunned out.
Oh, top lane. YYF does get disabled. The coil's been deployed. Can he TP out in time? Funnick diving in pretty far. Does get off the Sprout, but he's still gotten vision from this lone creep that walked by the trees. Funnick finds a huge solo kill.
YYF could have just straight TP scrolled out and then TP back to lane. I'm not exactly sure why he didn't do so.
Well, he would have broken the coil, right? You mean earlier before he took too much damage?
No, he tried to teleport out and then he got silenced and then he just died from there. He could have just used a TP scroll to TP out.
Oh, the TP scroll, yeah.
Yeah, he could have used TP scroll to get out. And that should not have been first blood.
Yeah, by the time he tried to TP out, he was just so low anyway because of the silence.
Yeah. I think that's one where you immediately TP out and then you get whatever you want from back home. You TP back in some treants and then you have good lane control. That's really bad for IG if Puck gets this important of a start because they kind of need the Puck Blink Dagger. Yeah, Storm can initiate too, but it's just much more reliable for Puck to go in, and he's not as important if he dies.
Funnick's been doing work, has he not?
Yeah.
That his offlane back got completely shut down, still made huge plays, was involved in 15 of like 18 kills, even in defeat to EG earlier, and I mean here having a very similar impact. Finding a solo kill earlier on YYF. Still YYF is quite farmed, has FaZe and Bassi, so he's not in bad shape, but will he make his presence felt on the map? Thus far, has really not done much.
Dreamcoil's already cooled down. I think he might TP bottoming and get a kill. They're really scared of him.
He's got a smoke. He's thinking about it. He can just win the tri-lane. One good initiation. There's no Eclipse here. They could easily get a triple kill, and lane's over, at which point Dendy's just gets free farm, and IG could just crumble from one good gank from Funnick. And he goes for a signature phase. He does not go treads. Almost always phase on his Puck. One of the very few players that does it.
Yeah, phase is very nice for chasing, but typically you don't need it because you already have the Jaunt as well as a Blink Dagger later in the game.
There's a disruption bottom lane. Is there going to be a Puck TP in? Burrow Strike comes through, connects on 2, and YYF joins the fray as well. Needs to bring down Havos, can't quite do it. Now they're all retreating out as a pack of 4. And then Funnick comes in. I don't think he'll get here in time to do a whole lot. So they do force out the Puck TP in exchange for a Prophet, and then he'll head back towards the top lane.
Yeah, Storm Spirit almost died there, but he had a ton of magic charges to save him.
And once Savos gets 6, these kills will not be so easy to come by. And Dendy's still free farming, so this is looking pretty good for Na'Vi early on, I want to say.
Yeah, IG, they have to crank up the pressure relatively soon. I think if it's a passive game, Na'Vi will easily win. Now, they have better gank, as you said earlier, better late game, and they
and better team fight as well. That's the big concern.
Yeah. The 2 blinks, if they get one on Sand and one at Puck by like 15 minutes, IG's done a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Kuro hasn't had much space to farm, but he might get it here as they smoke up and they'll head towards the middle lane. The one thing that I'm wondering is, when are we going to see 430 get involved in this game? When Quas has actually CS'd very well against Dendy, all things considered, but I mean, if you're just going to sit in your lane and farm, you'd rather just go Exhort and get a Midas.
Yeah.
When's he going to get active?
I think it's going to be pretty soon, though. Maybe when Nyx and Luna hit level 6.
Speaking of which, Nyx has just hit level 4, so he's getting pretty close. And Na'Vi smoke, and they'll head all the way top. Funnick is almost going to get there. No Observer Ward in range of him, I don't think. Yeah, he just got by that Observer undetected, and now he'll make his move towards the lane. And Luo could well be caught out here. Has the treads, but one good initiation, and down he'll go. And they'll pop the Chilling Touch now. Funnick in hot pursuit. I actually didn't give Funnick the Chilling Touch, but it doesn't even matter. Puppy almost alone brings him down with the right clicks.
IG's kind of falling apart in this early game. 2 very important heroes have taken a spell already.
And they've abandoned the off lane, so now Hobos will get a free level 6.
And they have to worry about Dendy, too.
Too many heroes to shut down and not enough heroes to do it with.
They haven't shut down anyone.
You know, the one hero that was out there thinking back on it for IG was maybe a Doom if they didn't feel a need to go aggressive. Could have run an off-lane Prophet, Invoker mid, and have some proper lockdown for later on in the game. But they go for the Luna core instead, and well, the lanes just haven't gone their way, Ben. What do they do now?
I think they get... saw initiation on Dendy. I think they need to get like 1 or 2 big items, like drum, mech, and then start fighting a lot. I think the split push and split gank is not going to work out terribly well for them. Nick Stetson is like all right, but who are you really going to combo with? Maybe like a Quas Wex Invoker, but it's still going to be extremely difficult to get kills.
Really? Dendy's going to go in. He takes the rune. He pops the song for this. Wants to find a solo kill in 430. Does deploy a Riptide. It's not enough. Meanwhile, Funnick finds a solo kill top lane. Wow. And there's still no Eclipse. Level 4 Luna at 10 minutes in. How is he still level 4? That tri-lane just really cost him. And he'll phase shift. He'll jaunt to safety. Did you catch that Dendy song?
Yeah.
That was pretty cute.
Secure rune. I mean, he's not going to be using it that often anyways. IG, they're way too underfarmed and underleveled to take T1s out right now.
I feel like that's just like rubbing it in their face, you know? It's like giving them the finger. Sticking your tongue out. Na boo boo. You can't gank me. Well, they really can't. No level 6 on Nyx. No dice. And that's the thing is, if Nyx is your only real hero that can gank, you just drop sentries in the lane.
Yeah,
and what's he going to do?
Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I personally don't like Nyx too much as a support. He hits level 6 way too late, and the threat is not there. You don't really feel his presence, and he also can't solo kill supports, too, because he's going to be under level compared to them.
Oh, YYF Disruption bottom lane. EMP is going to come out. Is this going to connect in time? Havos trying to zip out. He barely escapes, but the Tornado and the Prophet will catch him. Felt like he was a split second slow to zip. Was that just me, or did he get... No, he didn't get Cold Snap.
He might have gotten Cold Snap.
No, because Invoker started with EMP, and then now he's got Tornado invoked.
Well, he could have Tornadoed immediately after and cast and invoked Tornado after. I didn't actually see it.
Well, he started with EMP, though, so it wouldn't be one of his invoked spells anymore.
What? It could have been Cold Snap first, Cold Snap EMP, and then he invoked Tornado.
Oh, no, because they disrupted first.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. But anyways, he did die, and that's small favor for IG, but at the same time, it's just a Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit, he's not terribly important here. There's so many things you have to worry about. A Blink on Puck, which is coming out in 1,000 gold. Naga Siren, who will have a Relic in 2,000 gold, and looks like Luna gets caught out, almost dies to Funnick, but is able to
almost dies to the coil break. Actually, now Funnick's on the run. The Tornado's off the mark. However, the Impale will connect. There was no dodge there with the phase shift, and this is a big kill. They desperately needed that one on Funnick. Oh, man. How many levels did they get off of that? Bottom lane, HF Rishidol coming in. It's a bit off the mark, though. Faith dropping low. Oh, he's just going to run in. He says, you know what? I'm going down anyway. May as well try and get something on Kuro here for my team. Suddenly, Curl burrow strikes through on an illusion. And YYF will go for a TP out. Remnant has dropped a bit late.
Wow, I
could have gotten the
killed
vision.
him.
Could have gotten the vision much sooner there.
I think he could have just zipped in and then dropped the Remnant and killed him right there. He was like extremely low. I'm not sure how often Havos plays Storm Spirit though.
Well, Na'Vi are very versatile, but there's something to be said for a little practice on preparation on certain heroes. They still have a free farm Naga though. We're looking at, what is this, a 16-minute relic, 15-minute relic?
Yeah, it's not the fastest, but
He went an extra bracer. Normally you don't get this bracer, you just get Aquila.
to be honest, I don't even think he needed Aquila or Bracer. Just constant spam with Bottle Crow. He does have the 1 level in that too. That also slows his farm down a tiny bit.
Dire's bottom tower.
Havos, Tornado dropped. EMP is there as well. Will he zip out in time? Nice impale. And they catch him mid-cast animation. Well, you mentioned IG need to start making things happen on the map, not just sit back and farm, and that's exactly what they're doing. Now Chuan's level 7, has his Arcane Boots. He's really pulled these levels out of thin air. It just goes back to this kill. Getting this kill here has given him like 2 levels.
Yeah, that was super important, and that will delay Funix Blink even further too. He was well on pace to get like a 17-minute like phase bottle blink in the off lane. That's huge, but now it's halted a lot. But Luna's still super underfarmed too. She might die to Funix over here. Ooh, that was close.
She can't even sit comfortably in lane because Funny can almost solo kill her. Level 9, all his nukes are basically maxed.
And she doesn't have any items either. Like, look at her items right now. Just treads Bracer.
And what's she going to do? They have stacked the Ancients once. Maybe, I guess they are running a Prophet and an Invoker, so 2 other heroes that can be impact heroes, but ultimately if this goes late, they need a very strong Luna to deal with the farm Naga. Prophet and Invoker are not going to take on Naga when she's 3, 4, 5, 6 slotted. With Radiance, Heart, Manta in the mix. It's got to be the Luna who does it. She's the only one with the glaives, but nowhere near the farm.
She's the chosen one.
Yes, indeed she is.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what kind of build you go for here. If you go drums, they'll beat you out in late game. They'll just avoid fights. If you go BKB, they can just focus you down with Naga Siren. If you don't go BKB, they'll focus you down with a Blink Puck and a Blink Sand King. So it's kind of a lose-lose-lose situation for the Luna here. You can go HOD, I think, might be the best choice, and farm it up so you can get all those items that you need.
That's such a long way to go.
It is, but you got to aim for a long game here. It's not going to be a short game if IG wants to win this.
No. It might not be a fun game either. Luo is forced to retreat out. The counter initiation comes from IG. They'll try to go in with a Tornado. Does catch Kuro. Actually catches Funnick as well, but Kuro just burrow strikes through. And he'll make his retreat now, and IG just can't quite get in range for that. Well, that was a great Tornado from 430, but just not much follow-up. And mid lane, Havos will zip in. There was an immediate disruption on himself for Faith, which only means his own demise. He'll purge Havos. No, the song comes out from Dendi. Maybe they didn't need it. Havos had a decent amount of mana, but in the end, they'll get him out safely.
Better safe than sorry. All they need to do is just make sure Naga Siren doesn't die. She has her Relic. She's going to have her Radiance in about a minute and a half, I'd say, and looks like Chuan looking to stall that Radiance if you can. Smoked into the jungle. They find the chicken.
Well, there's no song now. This is a good time to go in Dendi. This is setting up perfectly. They lose the Luna top, but Dendi's the bigger prize here with the Radiance coming so quickly. Cold Snap, and he goes. And
yeah, that's when he really wished he had song up.
And they did lose the Luna again. At least she spent her gold, most of it, got the Helm of Iron Will, but yeah, killing the Naga there is crucial for IG. IG just applying pressure mid, and Navi looking to do the same top. Funnick orbing forward. I can't believe he didn't cancel his TP. Faith just walks in and feeds. He was not prepared for Navi to jump him, but he really should have been. They'll try and go in Kuro. Doesn't have mana for much. Now gets EMP'd. He'll have mana for nothing. 5 stick charges. Pops him, but he pops him right before the mana burn. Gets Cold Snap down anyway. Nice kill from IG. But Faith didn't need to die there.
Straight feed. Well, they need someone to tank it, I guess. It's better him than Invoker.
I guess it does bait the Sand King to stick around a bit longer. They'll go Shadow Blade next on YYF, so getting some access to late game here.
It's good in tandem to gank with the Nyx Assassin too. It'll give them probably the extra burst they need, especially to kill a weak hero like Naga Siren.
This is not a defensive item though. This will not keep him safe when they gank him. Well, Chuan can't quite bring anyone down. He does bring them both low. No kills secured yet. Havos retreating out. Funnick also retreating out. And 430 jumping in. Dendi might die again here. He's the one caught out. There's an EMP deployed. He doesn't have mana. Doesn't have ultimate. Down he goes. 430 jams it home. They needed that kill, and they needed it bad. And they get it. Now Kuro off on his own. YYF going into the trees. Can the Ursa clap him? The defensive sprouts here. Burrow cooling down. 1 second. They can't get the kill. YYF on the run. One more right click. Barely securing it. Puppey will pay. 3 heroes dead. Navi are crumbling.
Ferrari's being masterful on the Invoker, though. He's always at the right place at the right time, catching people with these pretty crucial Tornado EMP combos, and he's 4-0-4. He's been involved in every single kill, and I think IIG was faltering a lot in the early game, but now killing Dendy twice post-Relic, he's almost back down to 0 gold. He was on par for like on track for like an 18-minute Radiance. It's going to be like a 21-22.
Man, this is a sad creep to dominate. This Luna's kind of freaking ghost. Well, she'll try and use it to stack the Ancients here. But Luna just have Dominator, so they've kept Dendy down. Now Luo gets
I think that's the right choice here. He needs a lot of items, and there's no way he's going to catch up if he just goes Drums or BKB. Or, I mean, Midas wouldn't have been terrible either, but I think HOD is a safer choice. Because
Midas maybe is just a bit too greedy here.
Yeah, it's not a great choice, but it's the best of the bad options, and pretty much every other option is just not a good option.
Well, the Ghost is doing its work for now, and Na'Vi have not warded the Ancients. I don't know if they've even seen the Helm of the Dominator on Luo. Don't seem to have. And the other issue for Na'Vi is Pavost is very poor. He's got Treads and a Robo the Magi, and that's it.
He does not look comfortable on this hero, though.
Sometimes Puppey just throws Pavost on the heroes that he just hasn't played much, and sometimes it works out. This does not seem to be one of those times.
Dire's top tower is under
The thing is, Storm was a great pick on paper, though. Like, matchup-wise, IG have very little to deal with Storm.
Yes.
But in practice, great initiations from the Invoker, timely EMPs, and good Nyx ganks have kept him down. Chuan and 430 have done their work.
Yeah, good disrupts, too.
Will be an initiation top lane. Big jump in from Havos, but just going to back out. He'll force out a TP at the very least. And Luo back to the trees. That's where it's safe. But he keeps on stacking the Ancients, so it's now a quad stack. Na'Vi have done nothing to contest this. Dendy still no Radiance at 20 minutes in. It looked like a 17, 18-minute Radiance.
Yep.
Getting closer, though.
And YYF, after that first blood, too, he's getting really, really farmed. In terms of net worth, he's actually pretty far ahead, like 600 gold ahead of Naga Saturn, and he has a lot less CS, like 30 less CS, 30 less CS than the Naga. So that's pretty big.
The other big thing for Naga carry is getting an early gem. Just give it to the hero, and your illusions walk around. True Sight can deward everything, and that's what they're going to do now. Puppey will buy an early gem, but it's a no-risk gem, because the Naga is one of the hardest heroes to gank. She's off the map half the time, and she lets the illusions walk around dewarding. So a nice map control choice, but IG will make the more aggressive maneuver into the Roshan pit. This will be scouted by Na'Vi. They do actually have a song. Are they going to look to contest? Can they get here in time? Roche dropping quickly, but not that quickly. Dendy getting closer. The song might be in time, Ben. This could be it. Na'Vi could steal this Aegis. Roche dropping lower. They're going to deploy a song. No, 430 says, throws out the Tornado. Actually misses, but it's too late. Na'Vi have caught everyone. They'll channel an Epicenter. They'll burrow into the pit, connect onto 2, and Funnick follows up with some big AoE damage. They bought down 3. They'll bring down Luo again. Doesn't even get off his Eclipse. Oh, he does, but it won't matter. That's 4 lives down already, counting the Aegis, and they might lose more. Even with the Prophet buying back, still Funnick lurches forward, hunting Chuan. He's going to find him too. Does get stunned. It's going to be a 6-man wipe at this rate. Chuan, the lone survivor. Can he make it out? He's dead as well, and the Prophet's off on his own. Havost is in pursuit. All right, 6 lives, including the Aegis. They do buy back on the Prophet, but it's a team wipe and then some. Na'Vi.
That was rough.
What is it with Na'Vi and Roche? It's just like every time there's a close Roche fight, they press the magic button.
They were so quick at reacting to. Immediately as they knew they were going, they just immediately went there. And the song, that was a huge epicenter by Kuroki, channeling it right outside the Roshan pit. Buru striking in, catching 3 of them. And Luna, yeah, without BKB, she's just going to flop most of the time.
I feel like if that Tornado hits, that's a much different fight. 'Cause that would have given them like an extra 2 seconds or so to disengage. Maybe the epicenter just gets finished channeling as the song ends, and IG can actually retreat or move away. But the Tornado is just a bit off the mark, and they had a perfect setup in the pit.
Yeah, generally it's a pretty good place for Invoker and Luna to fight, but when the jump is like that, there's very little to come back from. And Nagasarn just had a Radiance too, so very timely fight from Na'Vi, and now they're in pretty good position.
And now Dendy's got the BOTs if he wants to buy them. So
yeah, that was one of the fastest influx of 2,000 gold that I've seen.
Yeah. Now he's on top, and he'll stay there probably for the rest of the game unless they can keep on ganking him. YWF's going to get sniped out mid by Nature's Apparition ult. They were sending in some Radiance Illusions, starting to steal the Luna's farm a bit. And they should be stacking or checking these Ancients very soon with a Naga Illusion, which I wonder if Na'Vi even look to contest those a bit. Now the Blink Dagger's up on Sand King. Their team fight just leveled up.
That's so scary, though. Like, Naga ult and the Sand King ult, like, not even in the Roshan pit when they're all low, just straight 5-on-5 while they're pushing, they don't have any way to deal with it. They have, like, maybe defensive disrupt on one, maybe a 4-step out on Invoker, but everyone else is just going to die. And not to mention AA ultimate.
Seems like the way this IG draft works is they just have to keep on winning fights. If Luna was farmed, then maybe they can resort more to farming, but with the amount that Luna's gotten and now going BKB, he's just not going to keep up with Naga. Prophet, even if he does, isn't going to do as much, and Invoker is not going to keep up either. No Midas on him, so it really falls to IG to just find good engagements. But
yes.
How are they going to do that?
I think they can do so once they get the Orchid up on Nature's Prophet. They can, like, a Nyx plus a Nature's Prophet gank will probably kill anybody except for Naga because she has the gem. She most likely won't get jumped.
I like the Orchid choice this game, though. Orchid, very good against Puck, very good against Storm, and
good against Naga, too.
Even Naga, yeah, before she gets Manta style.
She'll have it probably by the time Nature's Prophet has his Orchid, though, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's going to use the Midas here. Illusions are just being pests in all three lanes. They send an illusion towards top. There's an illusion parked mid, skipping the wave, pressuring the towers, and putting IG in an awkward position. It's just amazing the way the map control changes. If you have like a before and after, oh no, Faith has been dove deep behind enemy lines. Kuro's going to connect with him with an epicenter at the tier 3. However, in comes the Tornado, looks to turn the fight around. They'll lose Kuro. The Puck drops the coil as well, and now trapped in the trees. Funnick will TP out just in the nick of time. 430, just a split second too slow, but didn't have a spell anyway to stop that. So in the end, space created. Naga doesn't die. She'll farm up the woods. Everyone goes back to the well, and IG just corralled into a corner here.
Dendy's getting real big. Real big. So, yeah, Nature's Prophet, I think he was at 139 CS when I checked Naga. She was at like 100, and Nature's Prophet's still around the same CS, and now Naga's at like 200. Oh, actually, they were switched around, but Naga's pulling way far ahead. Net worth almost 2,000 ahead of the Nature's Prophet, and that's on the back of Nature's Prophet having a Midas, too. And the buyback really cost him, too. And
the Naga's 1 and 2 as well, so she's not had the most flawless game, but it's been good enough. Havosta's parked top, maybe looking for a jump here. Denny will scout things out for him with some illusions, walks through the camps, clears out the jungle. IG are now resorting to just kind of spreading the map. They'll try and eke out farm where they can, but again, it just feels like an uphill battle. Na'Vi running a very scary late game lineup in their own right, and ultimately the Luna's just going mid game, goes back for BKB.
She has to get BKB.
By the time she gets it, will IG actually have a good timing to fight? That's my main question right now.
Well, it's more so that they can turn around Naga's center and initiate. I think
will Na'Vi even try to initiate, though, like when it's not a safe choice?
They can just like try and force a Roshan again, just trying to get fat on Luna.
True.
Well, here they go, Kuroki.
Good reactions, bottom lane zips right out. That time he was ready. Well done, and now he gets his Orchid. Might turn this around. Epicenter, not available. It's cooling down for its 8 seconds time. While this is, oh no, there's your song. Havosta's strutted up. He's going to find Luo here. No BKB. Can't really get out of this. Has an Eclipse, but it won't do him a whole lot of good. Just burning him down, bringing him down quickly, and the Epicenter cleans up YWF on the Prophet. So 2 fall. The song very successful. Na'Vi finding their footing on home turf. They don't want to start in the loser's bracket. Sure, Na'Vi have made quite a few runs in their day from there, but when they've done it at Starladder in the past, it's been a 4-team bracket, not an 8-team bracket. And an 8-team bracket, there's very little margin for error, and you got to win a lot of BO1s, 2 BO1s, just to get into the BO3s. So they'll look to take this game off of IG, looking better and better as time goes on. Still even, but momentum all in Na'Vi's favor.
Yeah, definitely so. And this is pretty scary if Na'Vi can execute a strategy like that. I think they can pretty much substitute Storm for any safe lane farmer, and it would have been, or the game would have been the same as it is now. But if they can incorporate Naga into their lineup and just play a lot more farming mids instead of
nice Stephanie blast from 430. Boy. However, Kuro did reserve his Sandstorm. He'll pop it now. He gets impaled. They forced after the trees. Boy, did they want that killer what? Now Funnick jumping in. He's popped the shot. He's popped the silence. Pops the cool as well. Tries to bring down 2. Can he get anyone? Havo sipping in again. He wants to find the Orchid on a better target. The Invoker's fallen. Chuan's fallen. They might lose 3. They will lose 3. Na'Vi are just steamrolling IG. And so much space and time created by Kuroki there. First, he goes for the Burrow Strike TP out. And then they definitely blast to cancel it. Then he goes into Sandstorm. Then they've got to force staff in and drop more AoE with the Impale to cancel it, by which time the whole team showed up and it just turns around. Na'Vi are showing some good backbone.
Luna hasn't been able to get like any eclipses off either. Like absolutely none. They always get the jump on her and just kill her so swiftly, and she can't do any damage in the team fights. And now she's a huge liability. She's 0-4-1. She started off the tri-lane. They weren't able to get any kills, even though they got some decent farm up on her. And now she's kind of dead weight. She will have her BKB soon, but even then, she's still quite a liability.
Oh, Chuan just a split second too slow. Funnick will join the fray, but able to TP out in time, and now you've got a heart up on Dendi. Already a heart. IG are feeling a bit light on damage here, Ben, and we're not even that far along in the game.
Yeah, I mean...
It's only going to get harder and harder to kill Dendi. Manta should be out in like the next 3-4 minutes, 5 minutes at most. Your Diffusal Blade or Butterfly isn't too long after that. And what do IG actually have on that? They've gone very mid-game. Orchid, early BKB on Luna. Invoker is building towards Scythe, but 430 is not that farm. Doesn't have it yet. It's going to be tough. Dealing with this Naga is
they need a stack
very
Luna,
difficult.
But Luna's not going to get stacked.
Ancient Apparition Ultimate. Oh, that's a... Why was that so small? He was fairly far
really
away.
Close. He's like a screen and a half away.
Okay. It looked like he was farther than me. Oh, blink in once again from Funnick. He's caught 2 yet again. Another great initiation. Funnick just doing so much work for Na'Vi. And they're cruising. This guy, 4-1-12. He's been involved in 16 of 21 kills.
And this is when they banned out a lot of his heroes.
They banned out 3 of his heroes in the first 3 bans. Oh, man. You can't spell him MVP without Funnick. I'm not very good at spelling.
In hindsight, it looks like giving them Naga is a pretty big mistake. I wasn't very confident in Navi's Naga just because I haven't seen them run it very often. But I mean, when push comes to shove, they can run it just as well as the others.
It's one of those like, by the way, we can run Naga kind of games where it's like, well, okay, I guess we got to ban Naga against Navi now, guys.
I think it's ban Naga against most teams.
Is it still a first phase ban? It seems like it's been a bit
so.
less popular. Obviously against EG, they're the big one. Alliance like to run it quite a bit. I guess Navi's on that list now as well.
It's just scary. Like, what can you do first? Invoker, he's like not the worst mid laner, but he's like okay at dealing with it and shutting her down in lane. And he was like decently on top of CS, but like at this point, there's like no way they can gank her. They killed her twice right after Relic too. Is the thing. They slowed down her radius by a good 3 to 4 minutes, but still, it pretty much just seems like she was uncontested in farm.
And now Na'Vi have complete control over the enemy jungle. Wards are up everywhere. Their vision is just ridiculous. They see like everything up to that point for top and mid. And bottom lane's pushed in for now, but even there, IG are very much in the dark. The Luno's got her BKB up, but you're talking about a 31-minute BKB when Dendi's already got Heart and Radiance is working on Manta style. They do coil 430, but that'll not be enough for them to go. Still Dendi's farming everywhere.
Yep. It's getting huge. 17,000 net worth, so 5,000 above the Midas Nature's Prophet. He does have his Orchid completed though. They can maybe look for a gank on the back of that. He is going for a BKB after. Yeah, I just don't see where their damage is coming from. Luna, not really that much damage. Shadow Demon, ton of utility. Stay with Nick's Assassin, stay with Nature's Prophet, stay with Invoker, but just no damage.
Where are they going to get it from? It's basically got to be the Luna. That's about it. And the other thing for Na'Vi is they've started to get items which deal with the Orchid now. There's a Yule Scepter up on Funnick. Potentially, we already have a Force Staff on the Sand Cane, so he can retreat when he gets silenced still. And the Orchid just hasn't felt like a big item because of Na'Vi just getting so many kills, winning that Roche fight, and accruing gold at such a rapid rate. Yeah. IG were expecting just to have a good start and then keep on finding pickoffs. They had a good kind of mid-game hump where they came back a bit right around here, and then it just started falling apart.
I also think they expected a Naga bottom instead of mid, too. That would have delayed her Radiant so much if she had gotten aggro tried instead of just one-on-one in mid.
Could they have done anything differently there? I mean, could they have changed up the lanes at all?
They could have done a safe lane try, I think, and just get Luna a little bit more stacked and play greedy with the supports so that they weren't like a super late level 6 up on the Luna. I think that, but like reactively, it's just so slow to happen. You have to rotate 3 heroes from bottom to top. Like Nature's Prophet has to rotate too, although it's pretty easy for him. But it's just...
It's a big investment.
It's a very big investment.
Yeah, completely agree with you there, Ben. Na'Vi, BKB up on Havost will move into the pit slyly. And now Ayasha. So Manta style almost up. He's got his ult orb, and that's going to mean the Orchid no longer is effective in the slightest. And Na'Vi can look to do Roche very easily. They've got Illusions parked in position, scouting 3 different angles of egress. None of them looking promising for IG, who pretty much have to give this up. Luo's just below half health, just trying to kill off a single illusion. In fact, another one comes in. He won't die to this, but, well, maybe he will. Oh, boy. Yeah. He's not having fun this game. Getting attacked from all angles. Chuan's just making a roam through the enemy wood. He'll have himself a look around, see if he can find anything, but nothing's there for him. And now Havost has BKB. Havost has Aegis. And Na'Vi got everything they need. I don't know if they break base yet, but they can definitely just force the fights, dive the towers, find some kills, and extend their lead even further.
Yeah, IG's late game is kind of pathetic at this point. Like, there's just no damage coming out, no way to kill the Naga tower, no way to even like lock her down. Even if they had locked out for like 8 seconds, I don't even know if they could kill her. And she can just Song of Siren counter initiate so strong with Puck, with Sand King, with Storm, with an Aegis too. It's just, life is tough.
Well, as it so often is in Kiev, it's a good day to be a Na'Vi fan. They seem to do well here. And despite IG's good start, a loss here means they're 1-1, and then they have to play EG. So IG could well end this group 1-2. EG did not look like a walkover by any means. And if IG's 1-2, then they might finish bottom 2, and that is a tough road to move on from there. They'd probably be in the losers bracket at that point. There is also, I believe there's still a possibility of a 3-way tie between rox.kis, IG, and Na'Vi, potentially. Who's Navi's last match? Oh, they play rox.kis last. So in order for that to happen, rox.kis has to beat their next opponent, which is going to be EG. Which I don't see
that only happens if Na'Vi
If Na'Vi lose their next game.
Yeah. Well, Na'Vi have...
Oh, hold that thought. HF Rishidal comes in mid lane, does connect on 2. Havost trying to go in. Oh, sniped by the Prophet ult. They've brought him down once. Can they bring him down again? Impale's going to connect. Havost did not BKB after he came back with the Aegis. Now will BKB. Now will zip away. Just panic pops the zips like 4 or 5 times. But Kuro came in during that time with a big epicenter. Connects on 2. Smashes them to bits. Now the Prophet's been used up. They've hunted him down. They'll dust him as well. And in the end, Havost created so much space for Kuro to come in and clean up in aisle 3 with that one. Wow, what an epicenter.
What an epi indeed. Invoker not really present for that fight. Luna not either. And now the base siege continues. Naga Siren just so darn fat at this point. Manta, Radiance, Heart, Boots of Travel, 2,400 gold in 36 minutes. Her net worth is just off the charts. Invoker has Scythe, but that's just not enough.
He just bought Scythe. He doesn't have buyback now. I don't know if it would matter anyway, but this is pretty much it. No Invoker. He's on the sidelines for a solid 60 seconds, and Na'Vi looking to exact some additional revenge on IG to go with their Alienware Cup after the TI2 defeat. Well, they're doing it here. Blinken Impale connects on 2. They'll Lucent Beam Kuro as well, but he's still at full HP. And they just keep on pushing forward, bring down the range racks, work their way towards the melee. That should fall soon as well. And with Naga Illusion just constantly coming in, they just keep on harassing these heroes low. Kuro gets a Lucent Beam in the face, but he'll back off. And the racks have fallen. And Na'Vi, after looking like this game was falling apart at one point for them, have once again bounced back in a huge way. And now lead by a lane of racks, a ton of gold, big items on Naga.
Easy racks.
And all the tempo.
Super easy. I don't see IG coming back from this. They just have no comeback mechanism. Luna not farmed enough. Yeah, maybe ancient stacks, but it's already awarded. And even if she gets like 5,000 gold magically right now, I still don't think it's enough. Like just a straight butterfly popped up in her inventory. She's still gonna lose, I think, on the man fight versus the Naga Siren. And on top of that, they just have so much more utility on Na'Vi.
Yeah, they just have so much lockdown. Even if the Luna's farm, they can blink Burrow Strike, zip in, and go for a pull. And then they have, of course, the Puck, who's not far off of a Scythe for Funix. So 3 reliable ways to initiate, kill the Naga, or kill the Luna before she can use a single spell. So yeah, even if she was that farmed, I think she needs like 4 or 5 items to even think about taking this. And Na'Vi don't want to give them that kind of time. So creep skip top lane. Denny's been all over the place with the illusions. Another one heading towards the bottom lane while 3 heroes come through the mid. Funix here. Will orb into the creep wave and clears it off fairly quickly. Na'Vi don't need to force it yet, but you would think sometime in the next minute, maybe.
They can just wait for next Roche.
Yeah, like next like 2 to 8 minutes. This is probably the easiest time for them to go win the game.
I would have liked to see IG go more early game. Like Nyx Assassin, he doesn't really end games early. He might give you like a decent amount of control, but I think they could have like pushed early with like SD, Luna, which they already have, Invoker, Nature Prophet, which they already have, and like let's say Dazzle or like a Chen or any sort of sustain like that. Looks like Luna's going to die on top. Vost plus AA combo. A little bit too strong.
Oh no,
for them.
they're going for more than just that, my friend. There's an epicenter, and there's a Veil on top of it. Kuro just smashes YYF. 2 easy pickoffs. Well, whether they like it or not, I think the end's coming for IG soon here.
Yeah.
Not GG, not just yet, but very, very unlikely they'll defend from here. Na'Vi, 5 heroes grouped up, Mantle illusions come in, Naga Mirror Image illusions come in, and everything starts hitting rack. Some going back past the tower. 430 lurks and Ghost Walk, but that's not going to help you against the Naga with the gem. Has the Manta cooling down in 8 seconds, has Mirror Image soon if she needs it. And everybody's just been driven off the lane completely. Back to the well with you, GG. Na'Vi backs against the wall a bit, take a much needed win here. Now 1-1 in the group. IG 1-1 as well. But Na'Vi have a match with rox.kis coming up, and IG have a match with EG. So IG seem to have the harder road ahead of them.
Yes, they certainly do. I think the draft was a little bit weak. Like first pick Nature's Prophet, it's not the patch for it. And you can't give away a Naga Siren in the process and not have a solution for it. Not that many teams do have a solution versus a Naga Siren. I think you have to end the game super, super early or have a hyper-aggressive lineup so that you can just do so much damage before her radius, maybe even delay it to like 25 to 30 minutes. But they did a decent job in the early game, but it just wasn't enough. They didn't get enough work accomplished in their tri-lane. I think that was the biggest deal.
Do you think that's just on YYF for getting solo kill, not being a presence in the tri-lane? Should they have run Exhort Invoker and had more pressure from the Sunstrikes? Should Nyx was a bad pick? I mean, what do you?
I think it was a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Funix shouldn't have gotten a solo kill. YYF, I think he did as much, or Ferrari, sorry, I think he did as much as he could on Invoker. He countered with so many kills.
Yeah.
And Quaz Exort is nice, but I still don't think it's enough to pressure a tower. They can just do the same thing that they did at the Naga, or at the pit. Naga sleep into Epicenter. There's like no stopping that, especially without BKBs.
I feel like aggressive tri-lanes are very low percentage in their win rate this patch. Like going full aggressive tri-lane especially. Like if you run, like a dual lane in the off lane like IG did in their first match, that seems to be okay, but teams that go full-on aggressive tri-lane, it seems like they lose most of their games.
Well, it's also, it hurts your support so much, too, because they're not getting levels, and your carry, they're not going to get levels either because the supports need to babysit them, so you're losing out on a ton of experience.
And they went aggressive on Dire, so they could not pull the big camp. They had no extra experience really at all.
I can get why they wanted to do it. They want to shut down Naga Siren or Storm, most likely Naga Siren, but they just didn't get any returns from it.
And they like you said, I don't think they expected Dendi to go mid. They thought that was going to be Havost.
All they needed was to not die on bottom, and Havost did exactly just that.
Yeah, sure, his Storm was clearly not his comfort hero. Not very efficient in his mana usage, a bit slow to zip out at times, but he did his job. Ultimately, he didn't die. He had a few good initiations with the Orchid, and that draft was built around Naga getting fat, and Naga got fat.
Yeah, it's just so difficult to stop a Naga from getting fat. You kind of have to ban Naga. Naga, I mean, there's so many difficult heroes to deal with. Naga, Ember, and Lycan, I think, are the 3 most difficult. More importantly, Naga and Lycan.
Yeah, What a hero. I mean, he's using Song to take illusion runes, and they still couldn't kill the guy.
Yeah.
Jeez, that was rough.
I think IG might have to incorporate Naga into their own lineup and first pick him if he's available.
Last match of the day is rox.kis versus EG. So if EG win this match, then they walk into the IG match potentially being able to 3-0 in the group. I could see EG going undefeated the rest of the way. rox.kis will be heavy underdogs in that final match.
Yes.
You know what's interesting about the match is EG likes a lot of the rox.kis heroes. Like PPD loves his Tramp Protector. They like to run Darkseer quite a bit. They don't run Abaddon quite as much, but they also use Dazzle a lot. So there's a lot of overlap between these two teams. We might see a very kind of unusual draft.
Mm-hmm. Are there any chance for tiebreakers in Group B?
Well, let's see. So that's the last match of today. rox.kis versus EG. So, I mean, let's suppose EG wins that match. Then they're 2-0, and you walk into the last day, Navi plays rox.kis, and IG plays EG. So let's say IG beats EG, they're 2-1, EG's 2-1. Navi beats rox.kis, they're 2-1. So I think there could be a three-way tie. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Am I crazy?
Well,
one of those teams might have the head-to-head advantage, though.
Yeah, I guess only if IG beats EG, though. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah.
EG's looked really strong. They dismantled Navi in what probably should have been Navi's game, but still, EG had a very dominant game.
Well, that would be a 1-1-1 then, because IG lost to Navi, but they would have to beat EG there, and then EG beat Navi as well. So actually, Navi would be the team with the 0-2 head-to-head, and the other ones would be 1-1.
Well, if they were 0-2 head-to-head, they wouldn't be tied.
No.
Because they'd be
math
1-2.
Math is hard, Ben.
I think.
Don't try this at home, kids.
Yeah,
But I think there could definitely be a three-way tie, 2-1 records. I'm not sure how it would be broken though. It's broken first on head-to-head, and then if everyone's
Well, rox.kis has to beat EG, I think, for
Yes.
that to happen.
which seems
very unlikely.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, with that being said, guys, that's going to wrap up our 7th match of the day. We've got one more coming your way. That final match is rox.kis versus the Evil Geniuses. They look great in their first match against Navi. Can they keep it running? Can the Americans make it a 2-0 day? Day one, we'll find out soon. You've been watching Starladder Season 9 live from Kiev Cybersports Arena, brought to you by Beyond the Summit and Starladder TV. We'll take a quick break, guys. We'll come back for our final match of the day after this.